Hello, welcome everybody to this week's live. I am looking forward to this channeling today, channeling from a very, very juicy crystal. It's just a great way to describe garnet. So welcome everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for this channeling with garnet. And it's actually been a while since I've worked with garnet, so I'm looking forward to connecting with its vibration, connecting with its frequency, seeing what its message is, because it's a very potent crystal, and it's a crystal and a gem that has a very long history with human beings in terms of us valuing this crystal and working with the energies of this crystal, and wearing this crystal in the form of adornment. Garnet is also a crystal that's used a lot in magical workings, occultism, astrology. There's a very, very long and rich history with garnet and its medicine for human beings. It's energy medicine in our stories, in our history. So there's kind of a collective sort of unconscious kind of relationship to crystals, that we have, that go back kind of through our DNA, through our spiritual DNA, way back through history. And garnet is certainly one of those crystals that has that connection for us. There are different kinds of garnet. There are different formations and specimens of garnet. This is almandine. There are different descriptions of its energy and its energy properties in books. It's one of those crystals where I think it's really kind of subjective in terms of what you experience from it, what you draw from it, what you feel from it, and how it affects you. So without further ado, I'm going to begin the channeling with almandine garnet. And feeling its energy flow in real quick, and it's much lower in the body, much more localized in the root, the sacral chakra, a little bit of firing up of the solar plexus chakra. And immediately I connect with the energies and the frequency that I often experience from garnet, which is that of sensuality, that of pleasure, that of joy, of fruitfulness. The words enrich and fertility and fecundity, come through. This is a really, really, as I said, really rich, juicy crystal. If you even think of like rich, juicy, dark fruits, like dark red or purple grapes or pomegranates, it just even my mouth is watering. It just has this juicy deliciousness. And it reminds us, this message coming through, is it reminds us to come back to the sensuality and the pleasures of our world. And we tend to associate that now in our modern times with like sexual pleasure or sexual connection, or pleasure that perhaps we derive from food. But there's so many other forms of sensuality, of connecting with the earth around us, even in terms of our relationship with the earth, with trees, and feeling their bark, especially for those of us in the north, as we're coming into a time where the trees, sort of drop into their nakedness, so to speak. And the sensuality of fabrics and the feelings, that so many things around us would evoke if we take the time to connect with them, to be stimulated with them, to be reminded that, one of one of the bases or foundations of existence is to find our joy. And of course, we've created systems and paradigms and so on that really kind of rob us of that experience. For some people, forcefully so. And it's about really being able to come back to enjoying that moment. And it's interesting because yesterday I had posted about, slowing down and being enriched in our experience. And so perhaps it's no coincidence that today, we're channeling and connecting with the frequencies of Garnet, and I'm feeling a lot of chills in my body. But what is interesting is I'm feeling them in my legs. Usually when I get chills, they're up here, but it's all down through my legs. All these, incredible chills and all this energy that's being activated. And I'm also feeling it starting up in here. And what's interesting is another message that's coming through is in terms of Kundalini and how Garnet sparks and activates Kundalini. And that's not something I usually talk about because it's not, a particular system of belief or aspect of a system of belief that I personally espouse. But yet, this message of being able to activate that, because so much of it is about connecting us again to our human spark, our divine spark, the enjoyment and the exaltation in physicality, in our bodies, in the earth, in our physical senses. Certainly for those of you who are creative people or creative forces is the word that's coming through. This is one of your gorgeous crystals to connect with, to associate with, to cultivate a relationship with, because it just gets all of that chi and all of that energy flowing. Like I'm just feeling it totally through my body. And it feels really, really gorgeous and really, really delightful. And a reminder again, especially as, again, for those of us in the north, in the summer, in the south, you guys are coming to, I guess it's, what is it? The end of your spring, you're heading into summer, which of course is a season of great richness and enjoyment and heat and color. But in the north, especially in that November month, we can feel, robbed of this or drained of this or just not connected. We don't want to go outside. The weather is yuck. It's cold, blah. We've got a lot of work to do. We're coming up to the end of the year and holidays and all these other things that kind of pull us like up and out of our bodies. And this is about anchoring us back in. There are things to enjoy in November. There's still a world out there. Nature going through its story, its cycle, where every single thing in nature, right down to the merest atom and cell, serves a purpose. And isn't that a miracle? Such a phenomenal, incredible, wonderful world we live in. Such a phenomenal, incredible life we've all been blessed with in whatever way that we have, in whatever body that we have, in whatever consciousness that we've embodied and espoused. And so it's really about coming back into this juicy, glorious glory. I don't think I want to put this crystal down today. I'm feeling so grateful at having reconnected to this energy and this vibration and this focus, and so grateful to all of you who voted for this. So thank you. I'm so really coming down into that place. And what's interesting now is what's happening, and perhaps the channeling's winding down. I have zero sense of time whenever I'm doing this, but I'm feeling now how all of this is sort of, solidifying in my body, settling into my body, really kind of anchoring me again into this center point, this grounded point where now I feel like, I can live from this place. I can create from this place. I can move forward all my day and I can take action from this place. And so, one of the final teachings that's coming through from Garnet before I wind up today is for those of you who really feel like you need to reclaim your joy, you need a burst of creativity, you need more color, at this time of year in your life, more enrichment, and wanting to come back into that place of embodying that gratitude, that presence, that gorgeous beauty that you are, to sit and meditate and hold Garnet just for 10 minutes in your receptive hand, your non-dominant hand, and just let this energy flow in. Let it come into your body. Don't try to make it be anything. Don't set it up with expectations, but let the energy come in and do this thing, because this is energy that we already contain inside us. And it's really more than anything a reminder of that. So, woo! That was great. I am so just so jazzing from this channeling and from this crystal. So that was just really, really awesome, and I think I'm popping this in my bra now. We're gonna keep working with that today. So Krista's gonna have a good day. I hope that you guys are gonna have a good day, and that this was of service to you. That you're getting something from this, and so I'm gonna wrap up the channeling, but I will put the vote up for next week, and this channeling will go up on my IGTV and also my YouTube channel tomorrow. For those of you who may be looking for translation or closed captions, that'll be available on YouTube tomorrow. So blessings to you. Thank you so much for sharing in that with me, and I will see you guys next week.